Hey everyone, this is DayTraderRockStar, and I'm bringing you a special video announcing a kick-ass trade for next week. Again, last week's kick-ass trade was Procter & Gamble. I actually gave it to you on this beautiful YouTube video. Explain the whole setup, see the results from that. Again, you break that down to the 60-minute chart. We talk about the HPS setups, which stand for high probability setups. You hear me talk about that a lot, and how important that is to your trading, because it keeps you in a very strict methodology to really calculate, a calculated risk and reward, and really the discipline that take you out of trades with a profit. And that's really the key behind making money in the market. So we're going to continue to do that, and we'll continue to push this out. But again, we do put out a members watch list with all good setups setting up, and we are gonna actually I'm gonna launch a new site. Probably we're gonna test it out, or show it to everyone next week, and it's based on high probability setups, and it's a great system. You're gonna be really shocked, and I think it's really gonna it's gonna really improve a lot of people's trading. So let's just go over the Procter & Gamble. Procter & Gamble was oversold. Of course, we had an HPS setup here. There was a combination of multiple indicators that we look at. We look at stochastics, we look at recognizable patterns, we look at trend lines, we look at support and resistance, and pivot areas and moving averages. We didn't go over that yet, but this was really an oversold stochastic on the daily. On the 60, recognizable pattern, which was a channel on the lower channel line. So everything pointed to a good setup, and that really did take off from that point on, from the entry all the way up, and it still looks very good right now. It seems to be holding up, and it looks like it's going to continue. But that's not that was last week, and this is next week coming up, and this is what people will want to make some money on this. So also another one I put out midweek. Again, I sent out a midweek alert to the members announcing Thompson routers. Was it midweek, or was it I don't know if it was midweek or just in the beginning of last week, but anyway, this one that came into view, and it had a nice run. Again, everything pointed to the pop. There's called stochastics, the pop up here. We got out before earnings, and we never really want to hold into earnings, and then you can see it actually pulled back. But that's not the real trade was from here to here, where the signal gave us, told us to get in. Nice move off of that, and that was just something we continue to look for. Another one that was setting up, like a textbook, was FTE. I just want to go back and just kind of bring that one to your attention, because they all have the same style and same look to it. The recognizable pattern, usually a downward channel or a wedge, oversold stochastics, a lower trend line area. When everything starts to line up, this lines up, this lines up, daily lines up, then you have your you have everything setting up. And even on the daily, you break that down into the coil stochastic, the channel, and you can see that nice move up off of that. So textbook entry. So now I bring you to a good setup. Now this one I put on the watch list as a Orange GIS. Well, as one of my favorite setups. I want to call it a kick-ass trade, but it's not set up as a kick-ass trade yet. And I want to alert you of that when it's happening. But it's international rectifier, and you can see the daily is pulling back into an oversold level. Very organized stock, coming off of a base. Got a little pullback, holding a 50-period moving average. 60-minute setup is just about down there. I would look for a little gap down into that 2160 level, and from that point on I would be taking that position. So that's what we're going to be looking for as an alert to this, and everything should be setting up. Back tested this one, did everything I could on this one to give us some really good levels, all the way back from 8/8 to 9/30 excuse me, October 3rd to November 25th to December 13th. Each one of these levels, when it got oversold, lined up with a 60-minute setup too, and from that point on you had a decent rally, and that was really the best time to set those things up. You know, it doesn't give up. And what we're doing is we're waiting. We're not taking every single one. We're taking the ones that the daily and the 60 are lining up on. You know, the combination of other support lines and resistance areas, you know, come into play. But these all line up perfectly. So we're just about to have this one line up, and that just tells me one thing, you know. It's money in the bank. It's just waiting to be cashed. So we're going to let this trigger. Let it trigger this week. Get us in, and look for a nice move off of this. So very happy about that. That's the way trading should be done. It should be planned out. You know, you should have everything lined up for you and ready to go. You don't want to be, you know, just jumping into the market and trying to figure it out as you're going along, trying to follow the news, trying to follow the trends. You know, it's great to have everything, a set plan and a set methodology. So keep an eye out for the HPS setup. That's exactly what that does. It gives you a list of 40 quality stocks in the HPS 40, and from that point on, it'll give you the updates. You know, the high probability setups, only the high probability setups of those stocks in the index. And so it really does do a good job of just kind of keeping you always informed of setups when they rotate in and out of positions. And that's everything done for you. So can't wait to launch that. And we'll see you next week in the markets. Don't forget, futures open at 6 o'clock. I'm on the air 8 o'clock each and every day with DayTraderRadio.com, and we trade these stocks live and show you the setups live. So come by and join me, and I'll see you there. See you Monday.